This is a heads up for anyone who has a mortgage loan. But more so, more important, what the people that will be more interested in this are the tens of millions who had their houses stolen by unlawful, illegal, and immoral foreclosure. I'm going to tell you the story of what's taking place here, what really happened here. Now I'm going to apologize because right off the bat, because I do not have the greatest, I'm not in the greatest position right now. I have hardwood floors, so you can hear the echoes, and I've got my windows open because it's warm, and I'm no longer out in the beautiful country of Scappoose, Oregon, where it was quiet, nice and quiet. I'm back in the city again. Get all the noises of the city. It drives me absolutely crazy. It's what happens when you're out of the country for 20 some years. And you get your house stolen and you end up back in the city. So in any event, this is, and like I said, my lighting's bad. It's just the best I can do for right now. But we'll be glad to take donations because this is what I do right now. Breaking this story open and getting it out to the public is what needs to be done right now. That's my mission. That's my job. And any donations, I'll be glad to take them. You can reach me at Ken Dost on Facebook and leave me a message there or contact me that way. And we'll go from there. But let's get back into what we're talking about. We're talking about so back in 1998, a new economic system was the beginnings of that was being introduced and was going into effect, and that came with the 1998 State Street versus Signature Financial Group. And then we can go over the details of that later. But I want to get to the point of what we're talking about here tonight. And what we're talking about here is the ordinary course business practices that that we were used to, that we grew up with, that our parents grew up with, disappeared. They were abandoned for this new economic system that's all based on intellectual properties. More specifically, intellectual properties defined, that it's within that grouping of intellectual properties includes automated patented processes, letters patent, regular patents, trademarks/service marks, copyright works for hire, what they refer to as know-how, meaning do you have knowledge of what they're doing to you? Because the last designation that's within this category is trade secrets. So do you have knowledge of the trade secrets? No, you don't. None of us do. As consumers, as American citizens, as American people, none of us do, because it was concealed from us. We were incorporated into this automated this new economic government model by trickery and deception. Nobody was ever disclosed of this. It wasn't disclosed to us at all. The odd thing about it is, though, is that once you understand it, once you see it and you know it, it's everywhere. I mean, everything is. There's nothing hidden here. There really is nothing hidden. What's hidden from us is the fact that we know nothing about this new economic model that was put in place that began around 1998, and we know nothing about it. The reason why we know nothing about it is because of the value that is being accumulated here. The value that is being taken by taking your artificial person, to capitalize name, and giving it incalculable value, and not for your benefit. It should be for your benefit because you own it. It's yours. It refers to you. It's not you, though, because banks and governments and other people have taken it for the collateral value that's used against you, but at the same time, it builds great value. And we'll go through all these things through future videos and whatnot. But the point I want to get here to tonight is a simple one: is that well, it's going to inflame you. It's going to get quite angry, and you should be angry about it. So the way that they incorporated us into this system was, one of the ways they did it was through mortgage loan. And the mortgage loan that we all thought that we got, that was an ordinary course, we've got or negotiable instrument, wasn't. We were tricked into believing that by false designation and misleading representations. And this is through mortgage electronic registration systems. Let me share my screen with you here. See if I can do this without screwing it up. Where is it at? There we go. Okay, we're going to go right here. Maybe we'll go there. We'll try that. Okay. Mortgage electronic registration systems. Yes, yes, sir, indeed. And so what we have here is we have a system. Let me go up to the top here. I want to start. I actually want to start up here. Let's start with that. Mortgage electronic registration system. Okay. So what we have here is we have two bodies of law, two intervening bodies of law. So what's being applied to us and what's being applied to, like in the cases of a default, or even in the cases of signing a mortgage loan, it's a civil law. But we're not dealing with civil law here, folks. Everything that has been done here with this new automated system is not civil law. It's under trademark law. It's under patent law. It's a separate body of law. So this is one of the reasons why if you try to take these things, try to take MERS to court, you try to defend these things in court, you can't defend them in court because you're on the wrong side of the law. You're on the wrong side here. You need to come from this from an intellectual properties point of view, from that point of law. And the reason why you don't win in court is because because of all the agreements that are put in place that you have no idea that you were incorporated into. For instance, mortgage electronic registration systems. Well, first of all, let me back up here. Mortgage electronic registration systems is a United States registered service mark, registered with the United States Patent and Trademarks Office for real estate database services, namely providing and maintaining a registry for the transfer of mortgage servicing rights, mortgage ownership, security interest in mortgages, and the release of mortgages for use by those in the mortgage banking industry. Now, I've got news for you, though. That mortgage loan that you signed, that you thought was a mortgage loan, guess what? It's not a mortgage loan, guys. It's a lease agreement. The mortgage that they took was on your name that they stripped from you, and the identity theft they stole from us. Okay. Now, if we go and we look at, well, let's look at this here. Let's look at the actual, at the highlighted area here. This is from go back here. This is from, come on, go back. Okay, this is from our deed of trust. And this is the language within it. And it says MERS is Mortgage Electronic Registration System. It says MERS is a separate corporation that's acting solely as a nominee for the lender and lender's successors and assigns. MERS is the beneficiary under the security instrument. MERS is organized under the existing laws of Delaware. Problem with this is it's a lie. Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems was a corporation back in 1998, 1999, somewhere thereabouts. And it was changed. It was merged, and it was dissolved into MERS Inc. And then from there into MERS Corp Inc. and then MERS Corp Holdings Inc. And then now belongs to ICE. Not the ICE people that are unlawfully seizing people off the streets and taking them out of this country, which is absolutely disgusting. But the ICE as an intercontinental exchange. That's a story for another video. So anyhow, moving on, we've got MERS here. This is this is another part within the deed of trust that we all signed. I said the beneficiary of the security instrument is MERS, solely as a nominee for the lenders and lenders assigns. And then I'm not going to read the rest of them. Just what I want to highlight here is just the fact of MERS. Do you see anything? What you don't see here? No, we've got one more section here, and that part is that a borrower understands that MERS holds only legal title, blah blah blah, MERS, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. What you're not being shown here, guys, is you're not being shown the actual disclosure that is required that is required under the Langham Act of the United States Registered Trademark, which has to be designated, has to be shown by law, has to be shown as the disclosure, which is a circle R behind it. That's disclosure of a United States service mark or trademark. That gives you, let me go to the thing here. Let me find where that one's at here. Give me a second here. Where'd it go? Oh, I gotta go back up top here. So I'm sorry, forgive me. Okay, here we go. This is what it says. Now, this is what we just read, okay? Was this here about more? This is from the deed of trust. But if you go to like Washington Mutual pass-through mortgage part here, so you got to reduce this a little bit. You'll see that, let me shift this up top. What you'll see here is in accordance to the rules of the MERS Corp. Inc. and blah, 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 so on and forth, or MERS, circle R, assignments of the mortgage, blah, 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 so on and so forth, so on and so forth, registered electronically through Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, Inc. The same Mortgage Electronic Registrations, Inc. That's represented up here, the deed of trust. But notice what it says here, or MERS, circle R system. It's indicating to you right here, this is a disclosure that it is a registered service mark. Continuing on, with respect to mortgage loans registered through the MERS Circle R system, trademark system, MERS Circle R trademark system shall serve as the mortgagee of the record, blah, blah, and so on and so forth. What does all this mean? This all means that we were duped. We were duped. We were duped into believing that we executed an ordinary course mortgage loan when in fact we didn't. We were duped into being incorporated to and into an automated government commerce and trade business model that exploits the shit out of us for large profits and gains while we get nothing in return. And that agreement that took us into this thing was done by good old, here we go, R.K. Arnold, CEO and president. Well, he's no longer CEO and president. He's retired now. And CEO, he was CEO and president of Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems at one point in time. But we know what we can call him. Well, first of all, what we can say here is that he's got, the name is interesting, Arnold. He's kind of synonymous with another Arnold that we know in American history, and that person is Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold betrayed America by secretly negotiating with the British to surrender West Point, a crucial American fort, in exchange for money and a British commission. Well, R.K. Arnold up here, this guy, our buddy up here, Mr. R.K. Arnold here, he put his signature on this agreement. Here's a signature right here, Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, Inc. R.K. Arnold, president. He betrayed every single American that signed a mortgage loan by getting us, by imposing upon us this agreement that if you had known that MERS was a registered service mark, if you would disclose that and you were told that within the mortgage loan documents that we signed, you would have known. You would have come up, you wouldn't have known because nobody knows about it, and nobody knows about anything about copyright trash. You wouldn't have known. Nobody would know. But somebody would have alerted, somebody would have had the wise sense to say, hey, wait a second here. This circle R here takes us to this agreement here. And that agreement is this, right here. Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, that is registered, that is recorded underneath the United States Patent and Trademark Office, underneath the MERS registration. So it is right here, 6/30/1998. Okay, Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, Inc. Who belongs to Nations Bank. Well, what do you know about that? That's Bank of America. And you know what they did it for? You know how much it cost them? I'll tell you how much it cost them to do this. It cost them $40. $40, ladies and gentlemen, to make billions of dollars off of us. Okay. Now I'm going to stop it right here because I don't want these to go too long. I want to kind of keep these in short little segments. So next segment, we're going to go into the depths of this agreement here. The point is that we were duped. Okay. I've studied. Now I'm not an attorney. My background's in architecture. But with the economic credit, this is a long story, and one day we'll talk about, maybe divulge to and tell you my story, how I came to find my way into researching patents, trademarks, and copyrights, but I've been doing it for 14 years. I know I've read more patents than I can shake a stick at, and I've totally unwound the trade secret that has been perpetrated upon us, and that's what this is. This is a trade secret that we have every right. We can reverse engineer this. We can reverse engineer it. And so what we have here is we have violations of, and I'll put all this stuff up in the next video. We have violations of the Lanham Act that have deceived us into believing something that was not true. by hiding something, concealing the source and origin of mortgage electronic registration systems, which is a separate corporation. It is a corporation, Merz Corp Holdings, Merz Corp Inc., and whatever the iterations they've come across. But the main point is that it is Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems Inc. is a registered service mark. It is trademark law. They have stolen our identity to make massive profits on annuities, insurances, investments, and it goes a lot deeper than that. This gets into the medical things. This gets into pharmaceuticals. This gets into DNA. This gets into the tech bros, Elon Musk, and all these people. This is a serious matter. And right now, this country is in a serious problems, whether this nation is even going to survive without becoming full-blown dictatorship. So what my hope here is to educate people and to get people the facts, because the problem is you can't do anything if your reality is crafted by somebody else. If you don't know what the facts are behind everything. And the facts are that we got where we got because the legislature, both parties, Democrats and Republicans, they failed us. They betrayed us. They sold us out for billions of dollars to the business of banking, insurance, because of unlimited campaign finance and lobbying expenses. They sold us out. And then they incorporate, and then this system was built that takes us and exploits us for value. I mean, where do we start? We're going to talk about core logic. Okay, we're going to talk about the banks. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to walk through the chains of title on these things. I'm going to show you exactly what was done here and the pathway to get out of this thing. Now we're not out of it yet. Me and a small group of people shocked the hell out of Patent and Trademark's office, out of the director's office, because nobody's ever done what you've done before. Completely shocking. Matter of fact, one of the people from one of the attorneys actually from the general counsel told a colleague of mine that this is criminal. No shit, it's criminal. But we don't want to make this a criminal thing, because what happens with criminal investigations, we're the last ones. The people that are victims of this are the last ones to get any kind of a remedy. And that's years down the road after everything's been, criminally prosecuted and everything. We don't want criminal prosecution. What we want is an administrative remedy. That's what we're going for, and that's what we're going to get. But you're not going to get anywhere in the courts. You can't get anywhere in the courts with this stuff for a couple of reasons. One, because the patented systems, this is the attorneys pay off the judges. Judges are paid with annuities. It's number one. Number two is this agreement that we're going to go through in much more detail in an upcoming video, imposes irrevocable powers upon us, meaning that we cannot overturn those powers, no matter what you do. Now, I know a lot of people do their these documents. I've done it myself. These documents with all this sovereign type, not sovereign stuff, but all the how would you refer to it? Just all these documents that represents God, and just all this stuff that is so archaic, and they think that they're going to get somewhere with this thing, and they never do. I never got anywhere with it. And the reason why you're not going to get anywhere with this stuff, because what you have now is this is a closed loop system. Okay, you can't go down to the county and just file something and expect it to work through the system. It doesn't work that way. Because the system that you thought, that ordinary course system, is gone. Everything is automated, everything. And the entry gate to that automation is through the patents and trademarks. That's where it's through. Or there's another way you can do it. You can go through. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you all the different ways that you could do this by putting forms in. For instance, if you want to reclaim your land, reclaim your trust, you go through there's paperwork within the Department of Interior, Office of Reclamation. If you want to capture all your labor, all your labor and form, which we'll go into more detail on that later, you go to file a claim with the Department of Labor. If you want to claim name marking for titles, to get clear titles and to get transportation. Right now we're considered a common carrier, and that's what our driver's license are. Well, if you want to get if you want to become once you become change your status, become private, you want to become a private carrier, and then you'll revoke all the future brokers. What do they call it? Future. It's a term. Eludes me at the moment. You revoke all the future brokers, not future broker, it's something else, and I can't remember what it is. You do that. If you want to go through IRS, you're going to file a FATCA. You're going to file a W-8, and you're going to do all these things. You're going to do all kinds. So there's all different pathways to get where you want to get to, which is to get your freedom. But it will take you 10 years to do it that way, because it's become so compartmentalized and so many different business lines here that it'll blow your mind. But the way that people are doing it now with these affidavits and all these things, it doesn't work. It's not going to work because it's a closed loop system. And as far as going through the court, you can't win in court. You can't win in court. This is not, because you've got civil law going up against patent trademark law, and the problem is this was private. This was posed upon us, concealed trade secret, right? So let's just say it's private. So this is the private side imposed upon our public person. Well, you can't bring this into a civil court. Why? Because you're piercing the corporate veil, and they won't let you do that. Okay. And as far as defending against any of these mortgage loans, I see all the documents out there. I see everything and everything. And I've done it, for God's sakes. It doesn't work. I've seen some people that have done there's one fellow out there, I can't think of his name offhand, Mohar, I believe is his name. He's done wonderful. The documents, the court documents in these filed are excellent, but it's never going to get anywhere because you've got two different bodies of law here. And the civil and the court system is operating under common law, which they've got control. They've got ultimate control of that artificial person, not you. They do, and you're not going to get it back from them. You're not going to get that. They're not going to relinquish that jurisdiction to you. Number one. Number two, this is a statutory scheme of Congress, and so the only way that we're going to be able to get remedy here is to do it administratively. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it there for right now. Thank you for listening. My name is Ken Dost. I hope that you'll come with me on this journey down this road here of discovery and free ourselves and learn the facts here so that you can better make decisions. We all can make better decisions, and we can have an understanding of where we sit within this business model and what we can do about it. So once again, my name is Ken Dost. Like I said, this is what I do right now. If I take donations, I'm glad to take donations if you want to. If not, that's fine. Ken Dost, you can reach me there at Facebook. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, people.